Yeah. Usually people just take a picture of it and then you can send it to D2L. Yeah, and you can bring it in too. I just want to make sure we save it all in D2L, like because we're accredited. That way, everything's always saved for all the stuff you guys do. So you can do both if that makes sense. Okay. Yep. I feel like attendance is due this week, so they're going to like. Did anybody else notice how when they shoveled, they're like zigzaggy, like all throughout the campus, like crazy? Oh my gosh. It was insane. I was like, is this for real? Have any of you heard of the movie came out a couple years ago called The Sound of Freedom? It's about human trafficking. Let me see if they have the trailer here. It should be free if you've got Amazon Prime. And it's a true story about a guy who worked for Homeland Security and kind of rescued dozens of kids from human trafficking. But they made him quit his job to do it. I guess Homeland Security is like, no, you can't do that. That's outside of the scope of our mission. He saw that there was like 50 kids that were being trafficked, sex trafficking and whatnot. And if he didn't do something, they were just going to stay down there in Central America. I've not seen that. I guess there's more movies coming out lately about it.
Happy birthday, Sarah. Sarah, you've aged out of foster care, and the state law is that you have to leave the group home tomorrow.
You both owe me 500 men. When you whip them, you smile, enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, lie, make them think you enjoy it.
Welcome to Texas.
Hi.
I'm Sarah. Condoms.
What is that going in the middle of the night?
The train. There's a freight line just about a mile north of here.
Don't think about who you used to be.
We have to keep that other girl very far away, because in here she'll drive you mad. We're going.
Going where?
Home.
Just obey the rules. You break them, we're gonna break you.
I am sure that Sarah is just fine.
So I've not seen that one, but The Sound of Freedom, they tried to release it in 2020, and a lot of Hollywood didn't want it released for whatever reason. I guess being about human trafficking coming out of Hollywood, nobody wanted this released. And so it's, I forget what they call, like, not a documentary, but it's like it happened in real life. There was a man who worked for Homeland Security, and he wanted to do something about the trafficking that he had seen. And he asked his boss, and they're like, nope, we have no funding for that. You got to come home now. You guys can watch it free on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you just use your Central State email address and you get Prime free for 6 months. So just go in, sign up, put in your PM at centralstate.edu or whatever your Central State address is. You get Prime free for 6 months. And then here's the trailer. I am hoping to do something extra credit-wise for the class on this one.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's going to pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
How long have you been doing this?
12 years now. How many pedophiles you got? 288.
How many kids you found?
Pregunté por rescatar niños, ¿verdad? ¿Puedes ayudarme a encontrar mi hermana?
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into a room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be in Moscow, Bangkok, LA. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police, not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And that's just my one chance to put those pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate.
So I think it finally did get released a couple of years ago. They were trying to release The Sound of Freedom in 2020, and Hollywood was kind of fighting it. Now that it is released, you can watch it on that Amazon Prime. And believe it or not, Ohio is a hotbed for human trafficking. Has anybody ever heard that before? And why? Do you know why? It has something to do with the interstate systems and like the proximity to another country. So like I-70, I think, goes clear across California to like Washington, D.C. And then I-75 runs from Florida, even, 90 miles from Cuba. And then it goes straight into, anybody here from Detroit, Michigan? I think it goes to Windsor, Canada, right? Like, can you take an exit to Windsor, Canada from I-75? So because of that, a lot of Ohio being the center of it all, and kind of there's been a few people in Akron in the past 5 or 10 years, and then other cities closer to the other country where they had, trafficking victims that were rescued and whatnot. So if you have a chance, I'm going to try to do this if we have another snow situation like Sunday, for like extra credit discussion board. Has anybody ever seen this before? Sound of Freedom. And do you know how to get onto Amazon Prime? You get it free for 6 months with your Central State email address. Yeah. So you just got to type in any .edu address and you get free Prime for 6 months. Even if you already have Prime, you just tell them like, yo, I'm a student. I graduate now. Here's my ID. And you'll get Prime. They let me use my faculty address twice. So I have to pay again. It kind of sucks. Because how much is it? Isn't that crap expensive? It's like, I think they charged me $70 for the year.
For Amazon Prime.
For Prime. And that's still the student price. So I guess like if you get for real.
It's cheaper than the Dutch
Yeah. But then you get access to these movies. I've never seen that one. I guess Ashley Judd made a movie about trafficking recently, and that's this one. She's like the big Kentucky star. There's quite a few. So, but this was the most renowned, like with Jim Caviezel. Any questions?
What's this about?
This movie, I just showed the trailer, so I'm sorry if I popped it on you quick, but it's a real story about a gentleman who works for Homeland Security, and he saw a lot of human trafficking and asked his boss if he could intervene. And they're like, no, that's outside of your scope. If you go intervene, we will let you go from this job. So he called his wife. His wife said, quit your job and save those kids. And so it's a real story, which is well done. And he quit his job. He now runs, I think it's called Operation. I think he runs Underground Railroad Operation. And so he's doing trafficking raids all over the world now, but it's fun. It's privately funded. So that's what it looks like. I don't know if they have, let me see here. I think they even have a YouTube of some of so they've rescued about 6,000 trafficking victims. I personally didn't know how big this was. Social work plays a big role in helping a lot of the folks that have experienced this. And they're often shipped in like those cargo containers. They're like those big ships, like they go on trains and like they put them on a ship and go from China to America. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah, maybe only half of them live because you float across the ocean or whatever. It's crazy. Like some of this is stuff that needs to be talked about more. And, it's crazy that it's that big in Ohio. So
Yeah, how did you describe when you said Ohio? What words did you use? Like it's a human trafficking, like
a hotbed.
Okay.
I think it's like a hotbed for human trafficking. Because we're like right here in the middle of everything. Like it only takes you 3 hours to get to another country from here. It takes you like a day's drive to New York, a day's drive to anybody in the eastern Rocky Mountains, and then Florida. You could drive down there in 10 hours. So you get anywhere from Ohio. That's partly why it's like the heart of it all is like the theme in Ohio. It's crazy. So yeah, they have their own. They're on YouTube and whatnot. $6 million. That's crazy. I think that 150 billion is bigger than drug trafficking. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's bigger.
I'm Tim Ballard. I'm the CEO and founder of Operation Underground Railroad. I spent 12 years as a special agent, undercover operator for the U.S. government fighting trafficking. And 7 years ago, left to start this foundation so we could attack this problem from a private sector approach. There's a lot of things we can do to support law enforcement from the outside, and that's what we do. What happened was it was the first case I worked where one of the children from the child rape videos that we were investigating appeared. Like, I actually saw the kid. It was a very different experience. Before that, I'd worked several years taking down pedophiles who were receiving child exploitation material. But we responded to a call to Port of Entry, the Calexico, California Port of Entry. And what happened was this guy, Earl Buchanan, was kidnapping children in Mexico and smuggling them into the United States using false passports, and then making those children subjects of his child rape videos. And so there came a moment during that operation where I came face to face with this child, and this child ran to me and jumped into my arms. And I was just dying because seared into my brain were the images, the video, one in particular, of this little boy just being brutally sexually abused. And I remember just losing it. And he started crying, and I started crying as well. And then he backed away and he said to me words that transformed my life, really. Simple words. He's 5 years old. But he just said, he looked at me and with his tears in his eyes, and he said, "I don't belong here." Up until that point, I thought, I'll do this for 4 or 5 years, and then I'll probably go do something else. Most people stay in this for about 5 years, tops. But when that little boy said that, I could compound that pain by the 2 million children who are currently forced into sex slavery. 8 million plus additional children who are in slave labor. That includes organ harvesting. And so that one voice echoed literally millions of times in my head. And I thought, this is different. It's different seeing the child in front of you. Parents are the first responders. Parents, guardians, grandparents, teachers need to be aware of the mechanisms that these pedophiles use to access the children. And what they use is online platforms. They use social media. They use the platforms where they can access children, games, online gaming. Mom and dad have no idea. This is a problem. Because when they were kids, you didn't play against anyone but the computer. They played Atari, right? Ping pong. That's not a person playing, it's the computer you're playing against, right? They don't understand. This is happening by them, especially right now. We're like 6 million additional reports of child sex abuse originating online than the same time last year. And the pedophiles are sitting there going, it's harvest time. We can track their comms on the dark net. They're literally saying it's harvest time. They're sitting ducks. So parents, teachers, guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, you're the first responders. And you better know what your kids are doing online because they don't know. Law enforcement must be resourced. They have to have the tools they need. And right now they don't. It's not their fault. They want the tools. I mean, our job at Operation Underground Railroad is to get them the tools they need. And they just don't have them until now. So now we build mobile labs. So what happens, law enforcement rolls up on the scene while the guy's being interrogated, while the house is being searched, they're literally doing the digital forensics in the van on location. And by the time the interrogation is done and the search is done, they will have enough downloaded in the sanitized way, so it's proper for a solid prosecution, and everything ready, set. They can call the prosecutor. Good, pick him up. We're ready to go to trial. We have more work to do, but we got the base done. already, right? That's the idea. And then the other tool, which is my favorite tool, are these canine units. People have heard of bomb sniffing dogs and drug sniffing.
And I don't know how many of you take child and family, or forensics class. That would be a combination of the two of these. So like child welfare and the forensic investigation. And it's getting trickier with electronics. Like in the past, we didn't have computers, cell phones, laptops, and the game that he's talking about. Does anybody know about the games? Because I don't even know what the games are that he's talking about. That I guess you play against somebody in a lot of video games. Is that like World of Warcraft? I'm just trying to pull names out of my head. Like we had James Bond in 1996 where you would like go in, shoot. But I hear now where it's multiple people that go into the game and you're not playing the computer, it's somebody else on the other side.
It's like online now.
And I guess they can chat that way. Like, hey, maybe we should meet up. You want to get coffee? Like, oh, you're from.
You can even voice chat.
Okay. Okay. What is that?
Like also it's like it's like multiple games inside the app, and you could like.
And how old is that?
Like Minecraft, but like updated.
And like kids play it?
Yeah, you can check it like text and chat with other people.
Because I have 5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 1-year-old, and I know the 4-year-old is on his pad and just learning this, and like I think he's getting smart. We had to put like a lockdown. He's not to buy shit, and I'm like, you are not buying anything ever, and they make everything locked. So I know this may be boring to some of you, but it's a real situation that's going on. Like sometimes it's boring to hear this guy rant, but this is definitely big news that this is happening, that he's able to infiltrate, and the sound of freedom is well worth your watch. If we have another snow day, I'll say it's an extra credit assignment and I'll put up a discussion, but I'll finish this first.
But very few have heard of digital media sniffing dogs. People say, what? You tell me a dog can sniff out child pornography? No, not exactly. The dog sniffs out digital media. So this isn't something you would use in an airport or something where there's lots of digital media. It's when you're doing a search warrant and you're actually looking for the hidden devices. These pedophile monsters will hide their evidence, hide their misdeeds, because they love to film it, what they're doing or what they're receiving. And they won't destroy it because it's like they'd rather die. They're that addicted. So they hide it on little thumb drives. And today those drives can be so tiny, as you know. And they hide it in the carpets, in the floorboards, in the curtains, in a place that no human being will ever find. These canine units, they're heroes. I mean, these dogs, they go in and they run right through it. Pop, pop, pop. Here it is. They pat, they do their sign, and boom, got it. Now we can save a kid because there's a kid on this, right? And we're trying to build this program out so every law enforcement unit in the United States and the world should have access to a mobile lab and to a canine unit. Until that happens, we're not satisfied. Every search warrant on a pedophile's house need to have both of those elements. If we don't have those things, we are failing our kids. There's no excuse for it. It's the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world, the selling and buying of human beings. $150 billion a year business. So with the money that is spent every year buying and selling children, with that money, you could buy every Starbucks franchise in the entire world. You could buy every NBA team and still have enough money left over to send every American child to college for 4 years. Nothing is more important than this. Nothing. How dare we say anything is more important? And people are asking you all the time, what can I do? I see it right now. You can do a ton. Because, look, we've rescued over 4,000 children and victims of child trafficking, and we've arrested over 2,000 pedophiles and traffickers, and I'm just elated with that. I would do all this over again for just one arrest or just one rescue. I truly would. But I also am realistic to the fact that 4,000 versus millions is a drop in the bucket statistically. So again, always worth it, but we're not the ultimate solution. Operation Underground Railroad. No organization, no government, no agency is. The ultimate solution, history has proven, only comes one way: when the people rise up and get so pissed and so loud, like the abolitionists of the 19th century, and then the foundations of government start shaking. Then presidents start saying, you're the ones who started this war. We need a war against child slavery. And it's not going to start any other way than the people getting loud. And if it's just sending a tweet, sharing a video, going to your employer and saying, hey, can we do a day where we just do a presentation and just, you don't even have to give money, because a lot of people can't, especially right now. But just, everyone's got a voice. Everyone's got a keyboard at home. If millions did that, because the media would look at it and be like, what's going on? People are getting outraged over this. All of a sudden, I want to see the headlines. 100 kids trafficked and raped this day in 2 countries, whatever. I'd like to see those headlines. And we can do it. Eventually, that's what happened in the 19th century as well, right? All of a sudden, the newspapers started reflecting the sentiments of the people. All of a sudden, before and during the Civil War, it was all about slavery. Finally, they were talking. This is what we can do, and every person who's listening to me right now can involve themselves in that, which is the solution.
So here's the movie again. It's called The Sound of Freedom. It's not a documentary, but it's like real life. What do they call those? Like a biography? Yeah. I mean, based on the true story of a man's mission to rescue children from the darkest parts of the world. Drama shines light on the painful reality of child trafficking. And then that's where social workers come in. So a lot of times you have people that are recovering from the trauma of these situations. We do have an internship in when you become juniors or seniors. There's like a shelter that's in Xenia. I think it is more closely related to domestic violence shelter, but like you do see some of this. Lighthouse Youth Services is where I used to work, and they have the homeless 10 to 17. So lys.org, they're in Dayton. And so the 19 services they run, one of them is for homeless 10 to 17. And that's a lot of times when you'll see, like, there's a reason a kid runs away at 10 or 15 or 16. And it sometimes relates to sex abuse and whatnot. So there are internships at these places. Dr. Nikita Jackson's setting up a lot of awesome ones. I know we have that one in Xenia, but if we have another snow day, I guess I'll put it out there. Get Amazon Prime. If you don't, sign up with your centralstate.edu address, and it should be free for 6 months. And so that's the movie, and it'll make you cry. I hate to say it, but it's just like, holy crap, that really happens. Any questions, thoughts? Yeah.
Did you put that video on D2L, the second one we watched?
Oh, is it 30 Days of Heroin in Cincinnati?
No, not the one we just watched. Like the second one, like with the guy, and he was telling us.
I could.
Not that.
This one.
Yes, or just what it's called.
Yeah. I think it was that one up top, or maybe it's this one. Yeah, I can do that.
Because it was like all right there, all the information.
I know that is a lot of information. I don't know who the hell Alien Gear Holsters is, though, and that's why I kind of want to. I can put it up, but I think he has an actual YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let me see. So I'll put that in, and maybe his is this actual.
His name is Tim Ballard.
Yeah, he had to quit his job. Is they're like, oh, you want to go rescue kids? That's outside the scope of our mission. You will be.
Wait, where did he work previously?
Homeland Security.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't want to stop. Like, he was hot on the trail of that little kid's sister, and he wanted to follow it. And he's like, they're like, you do that, you're insubordinate or insubordination. Like, and he's like, cool, I quit.
I don't understand how they contract.
maybe they were afraid of evidentiary things, like they would have not held up in court. And he's like, I don't give a F. I see these kids are here now and I'm freaking saving them, you know, but they're worried about like standards of procedure. If you do criminal justice and there's like Fourth Amendment rights, like a cop can't search your car unless if he smells the weed in it. That's probable cause. Like when you hotbox your car on a rainy day, your car's going to smell like weed. The cop smells it, they can search it, you know, or if they see you throwing all this shit out the window when you're getting pulled over, that's probable cause. But if they don't have any of that and you're just driving to school and you're going to smoke it in the wood, well, it's legal now. So it's totally different than when we were growing up. They'd kick us out of school and lock us up for that. But, you know, it's not. They should, you said.
No, I said they're trying to make it illegal.
Oh, right. And we got kicked out of school and locked up for it. So they have to have probable cause. It's called your Fourth Amendment rights. No undue search and seizure without, it's hard to explain it all, but any other questions about Operation Underground Railroad? So yeah, the social workers coming in for the trauma. Are you guys this class? You're none of those, are you? You're like 3101. They give us too many classes to teach. Or is it 3011?
How many classes do you have to take?
We always have to do 3 or 4 every semester.
Is that like the minimum?
That is the minimum, or you will get your ass fired.
Okay.
It's true. You're this one, I'm guessing, because I only have 1 in 2026. I got to pin it.
Yeah,
That might be.
3689.
Okay. Dang, man, I got to pin that. I'll pin it up here. Then you got to unpin it after the semester. So, shoot, did I give you nothing so far?
No, you did.
Okay, right. The genogram.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Trafficking video. And I think when I do this, it will send you all an email. That's why I try to do announcements. If it doesn't work, let me know.
Thank you so much.
If it sends an email,
Yes. Yep.
when will we like talk about the genome and get more in depth into that?
Right now.
Okay.
Did you watch the video yet that I showed in class? Because I was going to show how to make the genogram. It's right here. So in the assignment, you guys get this, and it's an ad, but we'll let it play on mute. And then I'll make my genogram again to hopefully give you guys a way to do it. Do you remember this one?
Yeah.
I know he's got a different accent, but I'm hoping it makes sense. We basically do 3 generations of family, whether it's our kids, our brothers, sisters' kids, or if you want to go mom and dad, and the 3rd generation is their mom and dad, like your grandparents. Yeah. Somebody already erased mine. I'm so mad. But yeah.
Okay, I got added to this class late, so can I be catch up?
Absolutely, yeah. And you are, and first off, there is a YouTube that you can watch the old class. And it's Dr. Trouth at Central State. And then second, this is the first assignment. So we're getting into why do we do a genogram? So usually in social work, when you first meet anybody in their life, you find things out about them. When you're doing counseling with them on assessment, we ask about their biology, their family history, their genetics, things that could cause good and bad things. So I do want to frame it as good and bad. You know, like we get our resilience, intelligence, all that stuff from our family. We also get the addictions, bipolar, alcoholism, and heart problems like my family gave me. So this is why, as a social worker, we ask these kind of prying questions first. And to be able to do this well, most social work programs all across the United States, they have you do your own genogram first. So like, how do I figure out my family history? Like, where's all the mess ups in my family? Where's all the good stuff? And so I'll show you this. I know they use Star Wars, which is weird, but it shows how to do 3 generations. I think women are squares, men are circles, but whatever you decide, just make sure you stay consistent.
What is a genogram? A genogram is a special type of family tree. A family tree will simply display ancestry information. However, a genogram will display additional information about the relationships of the individuals. Genograms are drawn using standardized symbols that help the viewer understand the relationships. The basic family symbols include a square for a male and a circle for a female. Genograms also include special symbols to indicate if children are twins or if a child is a biological child or adopted, in case that information is helpful. Genograms also may include information about the actual emotional relationships. There are symbols to indicate a wide range of emotions ranging from friendship to hate. Genograms may also be used for medical and genetic analysis by simply tagging individuals with particular traits. Let's look at an example that demonstrates this. We will use Star Wars and the Skywalker family as an example. Let's start by looking at Padme's family. Her father Rui, represented by a square, mother Jabal, represented by a circle. She also has an older sister named Sola. We know she's older because she is to the left. Let's get a bigger picture. We can see that Padme is in love with Anakin Skywalker, who is the son of Shmi Skywalker and the Force. Anakin and Padme have twins, Luke and Leia. However, Anakin does not know this and does not know about Leia. Luke is adopted by Owen Lars and Barry Whiteson. Owen turns out to be the son of Cleag Lars, who married Anakin's mother after Owen's mother.
So that's the 3 generations. I know all the words he's saying seem confusing, but as you can see, he's got like the grandparents there. Has anybody ever watched Star Wars? It was big when I was growing up, but I already forget everything about it. The important thing is, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Like both sides?
Yeah. How many, like your mom and dad? And I'll do mine. I'll let this one finish while I go up to the board.
Die. On the other hand, Leia is adopted by Bail Presser Organa and Brea Antil, and she takes the Organa family name. Luke has a close violence relationship with his father. They fight every time they see each other. Luke is friends with Han Solo, who marries Leia, and have a child named Ben. Anakin, Luke, Leia, and Ben are strong carriers of midichlorians. We can see a pattern from which we could begin to theorize that this is a hereditary trait. As you can see, a genogram can provide a lot of information, and this is just the beginning. If you want to find out more information about genograms, follow the links in the description.
I got your pizza.
I'll start out with me. I was a middle child. There's actually a lot of psychology on middle children, so if any of you are middle children, I'm sorry. You're usually the problem child.
Uh-oh.
I was. My youngest sister was born in 1986, so sometimes like years. We got mom and dad, so I didn't do this one bigger. I'm already forgetting which one. So you want to have a key like men, women. Then my mom had 4 brothers and 3 sisters. So she was the oldest, which is kind of an interesting dynamic too, because she had everyone on both sides of the family have the oldest child is a female. So my sister, my little sister had her oldest was a girl. Both my brothers had only girls. My oldest is a girl. She was born in 2021, we had a boy. 2022, we had another boy. And then 24, we had a girl. So that's me with my wife. My mom's mom, I think, was the oldest. My dad's sister was also the oldest. So there's a lot of research on oldest women in the family. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but it's kind of cool research. If you're the oldest woman in your family, there's a lot to be said about it. Look it up. It's kind of cool. It's like, holy shit. So, my dad had 4 sisters also. I gotta remember how to do it. Because I'm a square, he's a square. So yeah, he had girl. I think his little brother was here. Then girl.
So the oldest sibling is always to the left, right? Or
Now that can be by choice.
Oh.
If you're looking, and that's where whatever you choose to do, just make sure it's labeled. If you put the year, I'll be able to see it. So like I have 1971, 75. I was born in 78. He's 80. She's 86.
Okay.
My kids were all like 20, 21, 22, 24.
So would you put the year or the age?
You could put either one.
Okay.
I know I'm not making definitive rules because everybody does it differently. I'm okay with that as long as you label it right. We do have bipolar and alcoholism on this side, like my mom spoke of her mom and her brother, alcoholism. And then we had some good, like finished high school. There's also, okay, if I went to my wife's side, both her sisters married infertile males. That was interesting. So they had to adopt. Like they weren't able to have kids. They wanted kids, so they had to adopt a healthy kid. My brother also had to adopt his two right here. His wife had what was known as like endometriosis. So it's like a spider web inside the womb that gets thicker the older you get, and it can cause, I think they had several miscarriages. So they adopted. I try to focus on good things, but the truth is, like when we're coming in for mental health stuff, there is bad things. There's some discord in your life, so to speak. Something's discordant, bad. So addiction, alcoholism are big on both sides of this family, and we all have had it. There's also anything else you would put there that you can think of you guys will be willing to share?
I know you said last time you could put if somebody graduated from college.
Yeah. Yep. So high school and college grads. I guess that, believe it or not, everybody did do college eventually. My little brother and I are the only ones who did master's degrees. He teaches at University of Cincinnati. My little sister did like a second Bachelor of Nursing, I don't know, BSN or something. Anything else you would put? Bipolar, alcoholism, ADHD across the board. All 5 of us had.
Blood pressure?
Yes, heart conditions out the wazoo. So I just got my cholesterol scan, and they do like a view from here to here to see if you've got calcium buildup. Apparently I don't have any now. My grandpa had a heart attack at 49, so that would be me in a year and a half. I'm 49, so I scanned just in case. My dad's had open quadruple bypass surgery, strokes on both sides, cancer on my mom's side. So dad died of lung cancer, mom died of breast cancer. And then strokes over here. And then, so do your key, however you color it, strokes, blood pressure. So however you label it, and they give you a good, I know this is off already, but like how to do it on here. Any other questions? You can draw it by hand, but there is, Gene Pro is actually a thing that they use here. And yeah, they'll probably try to sell you stuff too. That's why I say just draw it.
Do you think you can show us on here?
Oh, the Gene Pro?
Yeah.
That I am horrible at. I am going to be better off drawing it. Are you good with software and stuff? That's why I don't force you guys to use it.
So you don't think it's like easier to use it on here?
Who is good at computers in here?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in Word you can get circles and squares and lines. I just don't know how to do that, so that's why I'm not going to force you all to do it. If you want to draw it, that's perfectly okay.
Or y'all can use like Canva.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If we draw it, do we turn in a drawing or just submit that?
You submit a picture of it. You can do both, like if you want to do a big one and turn it, but I keep everything in D2L because we're accredited. So if we're ever audited, they're like, did you guys do your genogram? Is all social workers have to do a genogram? I'm like, yep, here they are. Everybody did them. And we stay accredited and you get a 1-year master's degree. Yeah. So does that make any, yes.
Could we put something like anger on there? Like if anger
Yeah. So anger management or
like anger management.
family violence,
Yeah.
Arrested for domestic violence. Any trends that you see, because that is passed through generations. I saw both of you guys at the same time.
In the attached assignment, is there a rubric?
In the syllabus, it does describe the genogram.
Okay.
But just so the idea is you guys do it so well, you know yourself that when you see your first client as a social worker, you know how to talk through it with them.
Okay.
That's the idea. So it could seem like a dumbass, pointless assignment, but I swear everything we do is a useful and important assignment.
Wait, so we would actually be doing one of these with them, or just like talking?
You could.
Okay. You don't actually have to write one out, but just like the idea
Correct.
of it.
So the assessment in general, when you assess somebody, you're doing this in essence because it asks all of those questions. So that's why having a pictograph helps for some people to see it. But when you assess people, that is, I have an example assessment. If you guys, anybody here work for a social work agency? Any other questions?
For the key, we could put like anything, right? Like,
yeah.
Like their jobs, like how they died, if they died or anything.
How they died is pretty big. It's a look into the future of how we
not
could.
Like how they died, like just like a location of like where they died.
Yeah. Yep. And that is the real deal because here is, say if you did an assessment. I know we're getting slightly off track, but here is the documents we always had to do as a social worker. So I got a new client, and this is more for my forensics class if you guys take it, but here's what an assessment would look like. All of that stuff is written up in a narrative here. And that's how you, as a social worker, it is more about paperwork than anything. So more about writing, more about, keeping up with, telling a story. So what we do is tell a story. We go visit a client, we see a family, we tell a story. They make goals that they want to work on. We write them in. And so in this one, Homer is a 16-year-old biracial male, and the paternal grandmother referred to Lighthouse Youth Services by paternal grandmother at the direction of Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center. During discharge from acute inpatient psychiatric unit. Homer was placed on the unit 3 weeks ago due to depressive symptoms and suicidal ideation. He was discharged after 2 weeks. And remember, you'll get plenty of training as we do an internship first, then you become a social worker. So at first, this shit freaked me out. I didn't want to do any paperwork. I'm dyslexic. I was like, I can't type something like that, like that. But it becomes second nature. Like you get used to it and there's prompts. In fact, I still do a handwriting one and there's sometimes checkbox one. So paternal grandmother reports that Homer was placed with maternal aunt, Celine Dion. I know they used names that were real life. In October, due to his father stabbing his mother, placing her in critical condition. His mother died in 2014, November, approximately 1 month after the incident. 2 weeks after his mother passed, Homer indicated to his aunt he needed to take a break because he didn't feel right. According to the Jobs and Family Service worker, Jan Brady, she's from the Brady Bunch, he went to the porch and then texted his aunt that he wanted to hurt himself or someone else. He felt like dying. The aunt reportedly then took Homer to the medical center where he was admitted to acute psychiatric unit. Homer states while he was in the hospital, it was difficult for him to share his thoughts because he didn't think it would be beneficial. He reports he was eventually able to open up to staff there. He found that helpful. The worker indicates Homer was in the hospital. His sister and cousin, both living with Celine Dion, disclosed Homer tried to have sex with them. JFS worker reports the sister alleges giving oral sex to Homer. According to the JFS worker, Homer has not been told about the allegations, but was not able to return home. So he was placed. Homer reports he's been depressed, even though he didn't want to be. He describes feeling of low motivation, sadness, irritability, poor concentration, racing thoughts, difficulty falling asleep, and not getting over things easily and holding a lot in. So as you interview the people, they tell you a story and you capture as much as you can. He feels that began to be too much approximately a year ago. He denies ever feeling as if he had no motivation, and that would often make him do things so he wouldn't feel sad or low. He reports noticing the way he described, he wouldn't go to school. He got truancy charges. He was not able to cope with his depressive symptoms, but would cut himself at times. He currently denies any suicidal ideation. And then it goes on. Who lives with you? Like paternal grandmother, 55, level of education, high school. Nick Cannon, and I think that's another real life person. The boyfriend, 50, computer programmer, some college. I don't know who that is. You guys might have to help me out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me.
I know it is because they wrote it to be interesting when we were training social workers. Who is Nick Cannon?
Oh my gosh, to explain that.
A singer?
That's Mariah Carey's baby daddy.
Okay.
He's an actor.
Okay.
And a singer.
He doesn't. I can't believe you don't know who Nick Cannon is.
Like a good looking dude?
You would know who Nick Cannon is.
Yeah. I'd be really surprised.
Okay.
You've never seen that guy?
He's a good looking dude.
He got a bunch of kids.
Oh, for real? Like 10?
Oh, no, I think we might have more.
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey, 50, 55. Okay. So they tried to keep the attention when we inherited this to train people with and to write an assessment. So it also asks additional family members, supportive adults not living with the client. Homer indicates, the kid's name is Homer Simpson, indicates he is close with many of his family members. They come together, rally around him. Homer indicates he was close with his parents. So his mom died. Father has been strained over the last few years, but still loves and cares about him. He is sad his mother is gone. He believes something happened with his father to make him react in such a violent way. Homer is home during the incident, was not home due to getting into verbal altercation with his father 3 days prior. Sibling relationships. Homer indicates he has close relationship with 4 siblings. Excuse me. He states that after the incident, he worked closely with JFS and other family members. Sister reported sexual abuse by Homer, and then he was placed. It's unclear. And we'll get into child and foster and adoption later on. Parents were married early, 18 and 19. They had issues towards the beginning of the relationship. However, they were able to mature and grow together. Homer's parents' relationship became rocky approximately 2 years ago. So they do have like family member alcohol use, yes or no. Substance use, yes or no. He had yes, mental health problems, yes on legal issues. So that could be put in a genogram too. Homer's father currently in jail for attempted murder, although charges may be changed now since his mother has died. And he might, if he's delusional, like he could be, what do they call that? You get off because you're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what that's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I forgot.
Due to insanity?
Yes.
Okay. Reported that God was speaking to him, telling him to get rid of the demons, which Homer indicates were what he would call various people. So that sounds like possible schizophrenia, which is onset 25 to 35. Homer is a bright young man. He has hope for the future. So this is huge. So when you make a treatment plan, we want strengths of the client you have, because a lot of times we're focusing on all the bad shit. It's like, we need some strengths here. Like, what are you going to focus on to pull you up out of this wreckage? And there's always something. I don't care what it is. You're going to find something that's, you know what I mean? So he's a bright young man, hope for the future. care about others, especially family members. He reports positive. Some reports he is positive. Some feel he should become a motivational speaker. He feels he is a good person. Family is extremely close. So even religion and spirituality, you could put that on the genogram too. So like Homer indicates he is Christian. He enjoys attending, participating in church. And that's in every assessment too. Cultural, ethnic. Homer is biracial. His mother is Caucasian. His father is African American. He is close with both sides of his family. He states he used to have issues with in school with being teasing him due to his race, but feels this subsided as he's gotten older. Homer reports to being heterosexual. He has a girlfriend currently. They are not sexually active. So see how kind of the assessment includes all of that stuff. It's just like more of the narrative. So this is a quick way to kind of do your genogram assessment. And eco map is next. So
that makes so much more sense now that you broke it
okay.
down, like what we're gonna
Okay.
going towards.
And this is a legit assessment we used at Lighthouse for 10 years. I worked there 7 years. It's probably still the assessment. I just haven't worked there for a minute. So I still do assessments and they're handwritten like this. So we're just kind of old school and my boss doesn't have any computers, so we just handwrite them. We do have a computer for like the insurance and billing of the private practice. She has like this 04 laptop. You ever seen a 04 from 2004 laptop? 22 years old. Oh yeah. I still have mine too. I just don't. So you might even have towards the end, yeah, like what did he use? Cigarettes. He mentions, I feel like, yeah, he took Adderall for ADHD, but it made him anxious. He's been in a social worker before, good body health center. Is there other ones I skipped? Then you do a treatment plan. So that's usually the end of your assessment. So problem checklist: depressed mood, sad, low energy, poor concentration. He's also got bereavement issues. Mom just died. Anger and aggression, angry because of current family situation. You could check any of these when you do your assessment. Okay, here's your treatment plan. So at the end, you pick like client needs symptoms and disability management skills. Client needs restoration and developmental social personal skills. They didn't click that one, but this one they said needs education related services for academic success. So they said give him both case management and counseling. And then make sure he's not suicidal. That's the lethality. Actually, it's probably this one. So and nowadays, yeah, you guys will do, obviously this is after graduate school, but it's quicker than you think. Like if you're a sophomore, you could be doing these in a few years. Like at your internship, you could be doing it in 2.5 years. And you'll do awesome at it. Don't be afraid. Your supervisor will walk you through it. You will do fine. It looks scary. I, in fact, first got my social work degree and I didn't even want to get a license because I didn't want to write that much stuff. I'm like, I can't write that much. Now voice to text makes it a lot easier, honestly. I don't type very well, but you could voice to text it. What other tricks do you guys have to, Any questions?
What? I can't read some of it.
The lethality assessment?
Yeah. What are those numbers saying?
If he was homicidal or suicidal, it's just like another lethality assessment.
Yeah.
So Homer recently lost his mom due to violence by his father. He verbalized to his caregiver wanting to hurt himself and others, who immediately took him to the hospital. He had no plan, history of cutting, no current plan to hurt himself, and he got 2 weeks, currently at risk of harm to self and others. So that's like Another assessment that folks will do, actually, if you click none here, then you don't have to say that it was attached. You know what I mean? Like that's the assessment we always had. This is also 2014, so it could have way more modernized assessments than this, where like you click it and freaking like Chat GPT types it up for you, kind of thing. But like you click yes or no, there's violence, there's addiction, there's and then it almost repeats itself. So it does the whole narrative again at the very bottom, which was confusing to me, but they would always do that. And then here's your diagnosis. So it's a little different now because this was when we had the DSM-4. Now we're on the DSM-5. So, but he was diagnosed with persistent depressive. Yeah.
Do you have an updated one of this?
I wish. I bet you could Google it, like updated mental health assessment. I'm sure. They're probably going to sell me it. But every agency uses their own, so they're all different. And so, yeah, there's some. Isn't there a place you can click like documents or is forms one?
When I was in intro to social work last semester, Miss Jackson actually had a PDF of the book in her syllabus.
Oh, yeah, I have the book, DSM-5.
Yeah.
I can send you guys the book. You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they are $1,000. Like if you bought a print cost, something stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know why, but there it is. Yeah, the TR. So that's the one with like practice questions and all that. That's funny. So yeah, I can put that one through announcements too. So yeah.
It did send us an email, by the way.
Oh, it did? Okay, good.
YouTube link, yes.
It's so any questions? I know it's a lot of information I'm throwing at you guys. It's just so you get used to it and it'll become second nature. You'll be like, oh, I know this stuff. Like, psh. It seems like a lot now, but now that I pinned your class, you are real. You're legit to me. So, new announcement. I'll give you the DSM-5. DSM-5. And usually, so to diagnose, you've got to meet 5 of the 9 categories that they have. There it is. So yeah, this is for reference only. You don't need to be stressed out by this 1,300-page book, but you have a copy of it and can save it for future use. I love it because it's searchable. Like you can just like type in and search addiction, alcoholism, ADHD. Let's see if this works. DSM. There you go. It doesn't like that minimal text that I put in there, but you should be able to click on it and check it out and hopefully, I'm sure Adobe was not paid for by Central, so it's going to crash. Yep, it crashed. We didn't pay our bills, so I don't have access to Adobe. So any questions? I know we are slow today. Because that is all I have. I'm going to keep it simplified. I know I was going to try to do more about if you knew in the womb the fetus responds to touch and light and taste, like you can hear mom's voice, like they talk to the baby through the belly button and shit.
I thought they could hear you just like.
They can.
Okay.
I just am like, yo, what's up?
Is that why? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, 26 weeks they respond to all of that. Sound, vibration, mother's emotions affect the child. So trauma and cortisol can be passed into your fetus. If you're getting like traumatized in whatever way is possible, like even a car accident, not to your own fault, that cortisol goes into the fetus. So it's like
How can that affect the baby?
They're doing research.
Like physically traumatizing, but like emotionally traumatizing.
Yeah, I mean, you still produce cortisol when you're emotionally traumatized.
Wow.
Yeah. So it messes up brain development a little bit. Like it could cause, And it's also recoverable too. So I'm not going to say this is permanent damage forever, but it does. We used to always think trauma, you'd only get it at 3, whatever your first memory is. Do you remember what your first memory is? Anybody? Or what age you start remembering things? Usually it's 3 or 4. Like I had a pacifier and I still have, like, I smoked 10 years a pack a day, and to quit, I had to chew these things. And I've been chewing these for 20 years. I smoked 10 years. They took away my pacifier at 3. And I was pissed. I remember they're like, yeah, we threw it to the raccoons in the zoo. I'm like, I didn't know how to cuss back then, but I was like, Mom, Dad. Like I was pissed. So that was my first memory. So I was traumatized. Then I started smoking in like 8th or 9th grade. So I'll blame them for that. Then I quit by like 21 or 22. Yeah.
How'd you quit then?
These.
Really?
Yeah. It's always been the same thing. I don't know why, but this did it. Now you guys got even crazier stuff to smoke. I didn't even know about all that. Like, what is that?
Games and stuff on it. Games on the
Yes.
vape.
They have those
Like if you take a big puff,
them big old vapes with the games and the touchpad.
Really?
And you can even play music. I don't know what you can do. I couldn't.
Okay. So yeah, mother's emotions affect the fetus. Depression, anxiety. There you go. You asked. Lower birth weight.
Oh. Wait, what happened?
So mother's emotions affect the fetus and can cause depression, anxiety. There's research showing it relates to a lower birth weight of the child.
Wait, this might be crazy, but can babies be born like with depression?
There is some research coming out on that. I mean, like, imagine there is a lot about postpartum depression, cortisol affecting the fetus, postpartum. And one of the big presentation here, I don't want to say big, but you guys give a presentation on any mental health disorder. That'd be like April, even March. Maybe we'll have them as early as March. People often present on postpartum depression. You could do alcoholism, addiction, bipolar, but there's a ton on postpartum if that's of interest to you. And I often say in your presentation, pick a good video, because I say present about, what we diagnose with as social workers, what it looks like for a person to go through it, and how social workers help with interventions on it. So it might be something close to you and you're growing up or whatever. So a lot of people pick that. Learn to recognize when the baby has had enough. And the NICU, like the quiet alert, then they have a way, resilient neonatal assessment scale. So they assess babies too. They can even like kind of check the baby IQ, which is crazy. Like they can, yeah. So I'll do this slide next time, but if you notice the baby, so when they're first born, guess how far they can see, like in focus. Some say it's 9 inches, because like when they were first fed before we had formula only, that's the distance like breastfeeding. So like eye to eye with mom. And so, or just that like skin on skin. So like that's where they connect with first. They also will like say you have like patterns on your shirt, they'll like stare at it instead of like a boring, like it'll catch their eye. It's kind of funny how they'll just like stare, because babies are crazy. I don't know. And so much shit is learned in the first 2 years. It is crazy. Like your brain development. So you got to expose your kids to stuff, like throw them out into the grass and make them feel the grass and like crawl and get dirty and like.
That's why people drop their babies in the pool.
That was just.
To teach them how to swim. Have you seen it work? Or like.
I've seen the baby.
That's crazy as hell. I would feel terrified to do that.
He's gonna ask him to do that.
Yes. Come right back up.
Man, I wonder what age they lose that at. I don't know. So,
I'm grown and I feel not as
right. I know it's every year during Holy Week in Nicaragua, they have at least 25 or 35 drownings. So it's like, because a lot of times you drink enough, you think you can swim. You're like, yeah, I can swim. And then you really can't swim. So it's like, yeah. I didn't know babies could swim like that. Huh? I can. I don't barely get into a pool anymore. Do they teach that here?
They do.
So they do teach.
Yeah,
That's
we
good.
can like work there as lifeguards and stuff.
Okay. That's good. I got to teach my kids, and I really don't want to, you know. I know. I know.
Well, my grammar school, we had to take swimming class like
Really?
every Tuesday.
They had a pool?
In the morning.
Damn. Okay. So you actually did pick it up.
We had to swim too, but I was scared.
Okay, so
I just didn't go to that class.
right. I had nuns bringing me up. My school had nuns, so if you held the pencil wrong, they were like,
Are you?
no, I'm serious, dude. It was the 70s or the 80s. They would like, yeah, they would hit you, man.
I'll hit you, not the table.
Or the table. I mean, like what they were just violent. I don't know. It might have been just one of the nuns that you ever have like that aggressive adult that's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you get arrested for it now, but back then you did not get arrested for it. It did kind of mess us up. But any questions? I know I'm going too long. I'm like getting taking too long to warm up for you guys. I don't know why. The kids keep me up all night. That's why. I don't sleep very well.
I don't think the class is boring. We have good conversations. What class?
She's like, this class sucks.
No, it's not. Like, classes don't be boring if they like interactive. Like,
Yeah.
we talking about stuff.
Right.
It's very true.
I understand that
Like
part.
we just in here listening to you talk the whole time. That I'll be thinking about food and stuff.
I try not to do that, but I've been known to just rant and rant and rant and rant. I promised you I'd watch 11 Days of Heroin or 30 Days of Heroin or something, but maybe we have to do it. Is it already Thursday? Man. Snow day. Let's blame the snow day. That sucks. And it's not even the name of the movie. It's just always what I search. Oh, help is available. Come on, man. That's it. Okay, it's on. So, and it won a Pulitzer Prize. So this one is.
Babies will be born.
It's good. Well, I played you the trailer, which is like I wonder if they have an actual trailer, but you know, I doubt it. But it won the Pulitzer Prize in Cincinnati. Because I know we're kind of fresh out of time. I don't want to be that dude that. Did we sign in? I bet you tomorrow the fucking government's going to ask me for your attendance.
Better tell them.
And they'll snatch up your student loan if they're going to snatch away your student loans, as they did that to me once. They took my student